If you think America's two-party system is dysfunctional, then you're in the right place. Good morning, and welcome to Coffee with Art. Every weekday morning I try to do a video that I hope will encourage discussion. I love a good discussion, but I hate the partisan arguments. The two-party system has got to change, in my opinion. It's created such a divide, and I've seen it come between family members, friends, siblings. I can't stand it. We've got to change it. So I hope you'll enjoy and join in the discussion, because that's what I really think we need. I think we need rational discussion. And that seems in short supply these days. In fact, the divide is getting so great, and both sides are pumping up. Of course, being in North Dakota, I never really hear any of the discussion from the left or the Democrats, because there ain't any around. And if they are, they don't speak. They don't dare. And I find that discouraging at best. As I've said many times, how can we have a government of the people, by the people, and for the people if the people can't discuss issues? And so I have some friends, and I've heard this discussion, and it bothers me. The right wing has basically convinced everybody that all immigrants are evil, and that the liberal hordes are invading the country and will soon take over and make us all socialists, take away all property. It's scary. And I'm absolutely opposed to revolution. And that's exactly what some people are talking about these days. I'm absolutely opposed. We need reformation. The big difference is loss of life, number one. Number two, there's no document in the history of the world like the Constitution of 1787. I feel we have to preserve that. There was no provision for political parties intentionally, and I feel the two parties and the divide between them is going to be the death of this country. So let's start the discussion of how to change it. Reform, not revolution. Number one, limitation of terms. Almost 80% of the country is in favor of this, but neither party will ever back it. I got a kick out of some people shared some deals where a couple of Republicans had talked about limitation of terms. Hey, it's going nowhere with the party. One guy especially, he just needs a pulpit. He can talk about it all he wants. It will never be passed by the Republicans or the Democrats. They're based on seniority, what I call the senility system. So limitation of terms is number one. Number two, second reform we need is do away with the winner-take-all rule. Why is it that we think that competition is good in everything as Americans, in terms of the marketplace, in terms of sports, in terms of business? So why isn't competition good for politics? We're limited to two. And if you didn't know, the reason is because of what's called the winner-take-all rules. We have to change that. Because what it does is it says that all of the Electoral College delegates for president will be assigned to the party that wins a majority in that state. Well, that's fine for the Republicans and Democrats. That brings them down to battleground states. And so they get to limit the number of people that they feel they have to address, and the politics is all orchestrated from above. I resent that. So we need competition in our political system as well. And if we get rid of the winner-take-all rules, then third parties or fourth parties or other parties would have an opportunity to maybe get started. Because an upstart party might be able to win a district or two, but winning over half of a state, that's essentially impossible. And our past history has convinced people that a third party can only change the balance between the other two. And that's because of the winner-take-all rule, so they must go. And the third reform that I'm promoting, I think, is the most exciting, and also the reason for it is probably the most frightening. As technology has increased, technology is being used to manipulate us. Let's turn that around on them. Let's use technology to control the government from the people. Let's really make America again of the people, by the people, and for the people, instead of the money, by the money, and for the money. It's pretty simple, really. Just imagine if we could send the House of Representatives home to vote from within their district and listen to constituents instead of special interests. I think that's an exciting proposal. And so I'm going to talk a little bit more about that. I hope I've given you something to think about, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Please remember that every day is a gift, and that's why they call it the present. So I hope you unwrap that present carefully today, and you get all the good stuff that's in there. Why do we always focus on the bad? Have a great day, and have a great discussion.